The alien envoy. The vast expanse of space stretched endlessly before the Velorian Empire's flagship, the Iron Dominion, its sleek hull reflecting distant starlight. Admiral Kyle Rhin stood on the bridge, chest puffed with pride, surveying the fleet assembled behind him. Thousands of ships, bristling with weapons and shields, waited only for his command. "This system will fall within the hour," he said, voice calm but full of authority. "The humans are extinct. Their colonies are myths, stories told to scare children. No resistance will greet us. Prepare to move." The officers nodded, eyes bright with confidence. The Empire had grown powerful by crushing weaker species, expanding with precision and assuming victory before a battle even began. Humanity, in their history books, was nothing more than a cautionary tale, gone centuries ago, leaving no trace. A ripple of light flickered across the edge of the fleet's sensors, subtle but impossible to ignore. Lieutenant Rice-Tal leaned forward, claws tapping nervously on the console. "Admiral, we're detecting an unknown vessel approaching. No transponder, no identification. It's small, sleek, and it's moving directly toward us at incredible speed." Kyle raised an eyebrow, a smirk forming. "Send a warning pulse. Identify it. If it is human, it will be insignificant. If it is alien, then we will destroy it, like the others." The console hummed, displaying a sudden burst of energy as the unknown ship came into view. Its hull was dark, almost blending with the void, but the contours were elegant, almost organic in appearance. As it neared, it did not display any weapons. It did not hail them. Yet the fleet seemed to tense, as if every ship instinctively recognized the presence of something dangerous. Then the alien vessel appeared on the main screen. A figure emerged, standing tall in a suit of smooth metallic armor glowing faintly. Its face was unreadable, calm, almost serene, a message transmitted across all channels. No alarm, no demand, just a voice, deep and measured, echoing through every speaker. "I am an envoy. I bring a single warning. Do not attack the humans, or your empire will fall." The bridge fell silent. Officers exchanged nervous glances, but Kyle's pride did not waver. "Explain yourself," he shouted. "Who are you? By what authority do you speak to the Velorian Empire?" The envoy's figure remained still. Its voice resonated again, low and calm. "Authority is irrelevant. What is coming cannot be stopped by fear or force. The humans you believe extinct are alive, watching, and fully aware of your actions. Attack them, and all you hold will be destroyed." A murmur ran through the bridge. Some officers paled, while others laughed nervously, dismissing the warning as bluff. Kyle's eyes narrowed, but his pride spoke louder than caution. "Silence," he commanded. "Do you not see how foolish you are? Humanity has vanished. Their fleets, their weapons, their cities, none exist. This envoy comes here to scare us with fairy tales. Prepare a response, and then destroy this ship if it does not leave." The envoy tilted its head, almost imperceptibly, as if studying him. Then, in a motion too fast for the human eye to track, it vanished. Sensors scrambled, unable to locate the ship. Where it had been moments ago, there was nothing but empty space. The bridge erupted with chatter. Officers shouted orders, checked instruments, and scanned the void. But the alien ship was gone. The calm warning remained in their minds, a cold chill beneath the pride that had filled the room only moments ago. Then the consoles flickered, and a holographic projection appeared in the center of the bridge. It was brief, a series of flashes, showing human ships unlike anything the Empire had ever recorded. Massive vessels, armed with weapons beyond comprehension, moving with uncanny precision. Entire fleets appeared in the blink of an eye, each one larger, deadlier, and more advanced than the Empire's combined forces. The images disappeared as quickly as they came, leaving only silence. The officers stared, stunned, unable to comprehend what they had just witnessed. Kyle's jaw tightened. "Impossible," he muttered, his pride beginning to crack. This cannot be real." Lieutenant Ricetal spoke quietly, voice barely audible over the hum of the failing consoles. "Admiral, if what we saw was true, the humans are not extinct. They are something else, something far beyond us." Kyle clenched his fists, swallowing the sudden unease. "Then we will see for ourselves. Prepare the fleet. We will take this system. Let humanity show itself, if it dares." A shadow of unease spread across the bridge. The envoy's warning echoed in their minds. "Do not attack the humans, or your empire will fall." Pride battled fear, but the seeds of doubt had already been planted. Outside, the stars glimmered coldly. Somewhere in the darkness, humanity waited, watching, silent. And for the first time in centuries, the Velorian Empire did not feel invincible. The envoy vanishes completely, but the holographic flashes remain, burned into the minds of the Empire's leaders, fleets far larger and deadlier than anything they have ever imagined. Humanity is alive, and the Empire's arrogance may cost them everything. The Velorian Empire's fleet moved toward the human-controlled system with confidence. Thousands of ships bristled with weapons, shields active, engines humming in perfect synchronization. Admiral Kyle Rhin stood on the bridge of the Iron Dominion, eyes glowing with pride. "They were warned," Lieutenant Ricetal muttered, his claws tapping nervously on the console. "But they laughed. Humanity. It's impossible that they're still a threat." "We are prepared," Kyle smirked. "Warnings mean nothing. My fleet is unmatched. Let them show themselves if they dare." As the lead ships reached the outer orbit of the system, the first signs of human presence appeared, not in beams of fire or fleets of ships, but in subtle disruptions, shields fluctuating, weapons misfiring, navigation systems jittering without explanation. "Commander," said the tactical officer, voice tight with alarm, "all weapon systems are failing. Targeting arrays are off. It's like something is interfering. Something alive." Kyle frowned, brushing off the unease. "Impossible. This is minor interference. Prepare to fire on the outer colonies. Show the humans, if they exist, that the Velorians do not negotiate with myths." The fleet fired, a synchronized volley meant to obliterate the first human outpost. Yet every projectile faltered mid-flight. Energy dissipated before reaching its target. Missiles spun harmlessly into space, beams fizzled, and shields on the supposed outpost remained intact, unaffected, untouchable. Ricetal's eyes widened. "Admiral, they're not just defending themselves. Every attack we make is anticipated, countered. Our fleet cannot touch them." Kyle's pride faltered for the first time. "They're hiding? No, it cannot be. Humanity is extinct." Then, from nowhere, a pulse of energy radiated across the fleet. Ships shuddered violently, systems overloaded, shields collapsed. Officers screamed as alarms blared, panels sparking from failures that seemed to strike every vessel at once. "Every squadron, disabled!" shouted a terrified officer. "Commander!" It's impossible." From the darkness of space, a human presence revealed itself. Not as ships, not as weapons, but as a force that moved with precision beyond comprehension. The fleet staggered as one, systems flickering, engines failing, shields collapsing under unseen pressure. Humanity was everywhere and nowhere, striking without warning, leaving the Velorian fleet paralyzed. Ristel's voice shook. "Admiral, they're attacking, but we don't see them. Their fleet, it's invisible, or faster than we can track. We can't fight what we can't detect." Kyle's pride turned to fury. "Bring every ship to full power. Target everything. I don't care if they are ghosts, phantoms, or legends. Fire!" Weapons discharged again, yet the results were the same. Systems failed, ships drifted helplessly. The outer colonies remained untouched, the humans unseen, silent, deadly. Then, On the main sensors, a single human ship flickered into view for the briefest instant, a vessel larger than any recorded. In history, weapons glowing with energy that seemed to warp reality itself. It vanished before anyone could react, leaving only devastation in its wake. The alien envoy's words echoed through Kyle's mind. "Do not attack the humans, or your empire will fall." Rice Tal's claws trembled over the console. "They're real, and they're far beyond anything we've imagined." "Admiral, the warning, it was not a bluff." Kyle clenched his fists, face pale. "Then we will learn, we will fight, and if humanity exists, they will pay for every insult the Empire endured in their absence." The bridge fell into tense silence. Outside, the stars shone coldly, indifferent to the chaos unfolding below. Humanity had made its presence known, not with fire, not with noise, but with absolute, unstoppable power. The first strike had failed. The Empire realized, slowly and painfully, that they were not facing an extinct species. They were facing a force that had returned to judge the arrogant, and they would not be spared. The Velorian fleet is crippled, their first attack completely neutralized. Humanity remains unseen, but unstoppable. The Empire's arrogance has just met the calm, precise wrath of a species thought extinct. The Velorian Empire's fleet drifted in stunned silence. Systems flickered, shields collapsed, and weapons remained useless. Admiral Kale Rin clenched his fists, staring at the empty void where the human ships should have been. "They are real," Lieutenant Rice Tal whispered, voice trembling. "And they are far beyond anything in our records." Kale's pride struggled against the growing fear. "Show yourselves," he demanded. "If humanity exists, let us see your fleet. Face the Velorian Empire." For a long, tense moment, nothing responded. Then sensors finally caught it. A flicker, a shimmer, a shape appearing at the edge of detection. A single human ship materialized, massive, sleek, and unlike anything the Empire had catalogued. Its hull reflected the stars, but in ways that seemed impossible, absorbing light, bending it around the edges. Rice Tal's claws clicked nervously. It's larger than our capital ships. Weapons, systems, we cannot read them. It's beyond our senses." The human ship moved gracefully, silently, yet its presence was absolute. Then another appeared, and another. Within moments, the void seemed alive with dozens of colossal human vessels, each more advanced than the Empire's flagship. Sensors could barely track them all. Their movements were precise, coordinated, and eerily silent. "They're everywhere," an officer whispered, eyes wide. How can they move like that?" "They predict our moves before we make them." Kyle felt a cold weight in his chest. The stories were true. Humans were alive. Not just alive, they were superior. Every weapon, every system, every tactic the Empire relied upon was being rendered useless before it could even be deployed. The humans did not fire immediately. They didn't need to. The sheer presence of their fleet disrupted Velorian navigation and targeting systems. Ships drifted, engines stuttered, and shields fluctuated. Every attempt to form ranks or mount a defense was thwarted without a single shot being fired. Rice Tal gasped. "It's as if they are controlling the battlefield. They know every move before it happens." Kale's pride began to crumble. "Impossible. We are the Velorian Empire. No species could match us. No one could." Then, as if to prove the point, a pulse of energy rippled through the fleet. Entire squadrons vanished in an instant. Not explosions, not debris, just empty space where ships had been. Officers screamed as they watched comrades erased from existence. Panic spread like wildfire. A calm, human voice echoed across the communication channels, cold and deliberate. "You ignored the warning. You have chosen your fate." Kale's eyes narrowed, his anger and disbelief colliding. "Rice, target that ship. Any ship." The sensors flickered. Every human vessel vanished, leaving only the echo of devastation. Kale's fury turned to dread. The humans had shown themselves. proven their superiority and vanished again, leaving only fear and uncertainty behind. Reistal's claws trembled on the console. "Admiral, if even one human ship can do this, we are doomed, the entire Empire. We cannot fight what we cannot even see or predict." Kyle clenched his jaw, trying to steady himself. "Then we adapt. We survive. The humans may be beyond us, but the Velorian Empire will not bow without a fight." But deep down, he knew this was no ordinary fight. Humanity had returned not as a scattered colony, not as a weakened species, but as a force the galaxy had never seen. A force that could erase fleets, predict movements, and punish arrogance with precision beyond comprehension. The stars stretched endlessly before them, silent witnesses to the Empire's sudden, terrifying revelation. Humanity was alive, humanity was waiting, and the Velorians had just glimpsed the power they had dismissed for centuries. The human fleet has revealed only a fraction of its might. Entire Velorian squadrons have already vanished, and the Empire is realizing that their arrogance may cost them everything. Humanity waits silently, ready to strike again. The Velorian Empire's fleet was in chaos. Systems malfunctioned, ships drifted helplessly, and panic spread like wildfire. Admiral Kyle Rin gripped the railing on the bridge of the Iron Dominion, his pride battling with a creeping fear he had never felt before. "They are not just surviving," Lieutenant Reistal whispered, claws trembling over the console. "They are controlling the battlefield. Every maneuver we attempt, they anticipate. Every strike we launch fails before it can hit." Kyle's eyes narrowed. "Impossible. We have never faced a species like this. Never, and yet the proof was undeniable. The human fleet had emerged only partially, but its power was absolute. Entire Velorian squadrons had already vanished in moments. Communication was lost with countless ships. Those that survived reported seeing empty space where fleets had been, ships that had existed one moment and were erased the next. From the void, a pulse of energy swept through the remaining Imperial vessels. Shields flickered and failed. Engines sputtered. Weapons went dead. Panic-stricken officers struggled to regain control. But every attempt to respond was met with impossible resistance. Then, for the first time, humans revealed themselves partially, not with overwhelming numbers, but with precision. One human warship, the UNS Vanguard, moved silently among the Velorian ranks. Its hull absorbed the stars, cloaking its size and shape until it struck. Weapons fired simultaneously in multiple directions, annihilating squadrons faster than the Velorians could react. "Admiral," Reistal stammered, "they're targeting our command ships. If the flagship falls..." Kyle's fists clenched. "No, we will not surrender. Focus fire! We will repel them." But it was futile. Every weapon misfired, every countermeasure failed. The humans did not attack with anger or haste. They struck with calculated precision, erasing the strongest of the Velorian fleet with cold efficiency. Across the bridge, officers screamed as sensor screens showed squadron after squadron vanish. Systems failed. Communications collapsed. The Empire's pride and arrogance were being punished. Slowly, perfectly, completely, a calm human voice echoed across the fleet, unamplified, yet heard on every channel. "You ignored the warning. You brought this upon yourselves. The price of arrogance is absolute." Keel's face paled. This is not war. This is judgment." Reistal shook his head. "Admiral, we underestimated them. Humanity, they are not what we thought. They are beyond every measure of combat, beyond every known technology. They are unstoppable." Kyle felt the weight of centuries of arrogance crush him. The humans were not just advanced, they were absolute. Every fleet, every planet, every system under their influence could be struck, destroyed, or erased without warning. The Empire had assumed victory, had assumed humanity was weak. And now they were paying the ultimate price. Outside the viewport, the UNS Vanguard and other human ships glided silently, untouchable, precise, and unseen until it was too late. Kale realized the terrifying truth. The humans had returned not to negotiate, not to plead, but to punish with perfect efficiency. The Velorian Empire had ignored a warning that now seemed more like a prophecy. Countless lives were lost, ships vanished, and worlds were on the brink of destruction, all because the humans had been dismissed as extinct. Kyle turned to Tal, voice tight with anger and disbelief. "Send a message to the remaining fleets. Withdraw, regroup. Survive if you can. Humanity. We will never make this mistake again." Tal nodded silently. "The galaxy will remember this, Admiral. The humans. They have returned, and nothing will ever be the same. The Empire reels under humanity's overwhelming power. Entire fleets have been erased, and Kale realizes that ignoring humans was not just a mistake. It was a catastrophe with no escape. The Velorian Empire was reeling. Entire squadrons had vanished. Communication lines were fragmented, and Admiral Kyle Rin could barely keep his command together. The bridge of the Iron Dominion was filled with panicked officers and flickering consoles, yet the humans had not yet unleashed their full force. Lieutenant Tal tapped nervously on the sensor panel. "Admiral, they're moving again. The human fleet. It's coordinating attacks across multiple sectors simultaneously. Their movements are synchronized, perfect, unpredictable, and deadly." Kale's eyes narrowed. "Prepare the defensive formations. Focus all firepower. If they want a fight, we will give them one. We will show them the might of the Velorian Empire." But even as he spoke, the humans struck. Not with chaos, not with overwhelming numbers, but with precision beyond imagination. Entire Velorian outposts were neutralized in seconds, energy pulses erasing structures and fleets alike. Ships drifted lifeless in space, systems offline, officers screaming over failing comms. The UNS Vanguard appeared on sensors briefly, then vanished, leaving only devastation in its wake. Every strike was calculated, surgical and absolute. There was no randomness, no hesitation, just the humans executing their strategy with perfect efficiency. Tal's voice trembled. "Admiral, they're erasing entire fleets at once. We can't fight what we can't see, can't predict, and can't survive. Humanity, they are more powerful than the entire Empire imagined." Kale's jaw clenched. "We will not surrender. Not yet. We adapt. We learn. We survive. Humanity may be stronger than we believed, but the Velorian Empire does not fall quietly." Outside the viewport, stars glittered coldly, indifferent to the chaos below. Human ships moved like ghosts, appearing, striking, and vanishing before Velorian sensors could track them. Each strike sent shockwaves through the remaining fleets. Entire commands were shattered. Ships that had been flagship class drifted powerless. Erased from existence without a trace, Tal leaned close to Kale, voice low. "Admiral, they are not just attacking. They are teaching us a lesson. The humans are judging us. Every ship we've lost, every life erased. It is deliberate." Kyle's eyes hardened. "Then we will survive this lesson. We will rebuild. And if humanity seeks vengeance, we will be ready next time." But even Kyle could feel the truth creeping in. This was not just a battle, it was a reckoning. Every arrogant assumption about humanity's extinction had been obliterated. Every belief in the Empire's invincibility was now a lie. The human fleet moved silently, unseen yet omnipresent, striking multiple sectors at once. The remaining Velorian commanders could do nothing but watch as their empire crumbled piece by piece. And in every strike the humans left a message. They were patient, they were precise, and they were unstoppable. Finally, a human transmission cut through the panicked communications of the fleet. "You ignored the warning. The price has been paid. Learn from this, or the next will be final." Kyle's face turned pale. He clenched the railing as the reality sank in. The humans had returned not to negotiate, not to parley, but to exact justice with absolute precision. The Empire had awakened a force far beyond comprehension. The Velorian fleet struggled to regroup, but it was too late. Humanity had struck, and the price for arrogance was being paid in full. The Empire faces complete devastation. Humanity remains unseen, yet omnipotent, and every strike demonstrates that ignoring the humans comes at a cost that no one can survive. The Velorian Empire's once proud fleets drifted in ruin. Entire squadrons had been erased, planets were unprotected, and communications were a tangle of panic and fear. Admiral Kale Rin stood on the bridge of the Iron Dominion, jaw tight, eyes scanning the flickering sensors that no longer obeyed their commands. "Sir," Lieutenant Rice-Tal said, voice trembling, "the humans, they are not slowing. Every remaining system is under threat. They strike with precision we cannot anticipate. Every move we make, they have already accounted for." Kyle clenched his fists. "Prepare every available ship. Bring what's left to defend the capital. Humanity cannot destroy the Empire completely. Not yet, but as the orders echoed through the fleet, reality became undeniable. The humans were not just attacking, they were delivering judgment. Every strike was deliberate, every fleet destroyed with surgical accuracy. The Velorian Empire's arrogance, centuries in the making, was being punished systematically. Outside, the UNS Vanguard and other human ships glided silently, untouchable, almost invisible. They moved with a precision that made the Velorian commander's calculations irrelevant. Ships drifted powerless, destroyed before they could respond, and planets that once thrived under imperial rule were now silent and lifeless. Rice-Tal's claws trembled over the console. "Admiral, the humans are not fighting for conquest. They are exacting a price. Every squadron, every world, every commander. It is deliberate. They are teaching us a lesson." Kyle's pride struggled against the fear rising in his chest. "No, they cannot. They are only a species. They cannot." Another human strike interrupted him. The capital system's defense stations, the pride of the Velorian Empire, were gone in an instant. Energy beams lit up the void briefly, then vanished, leaving only silence and wreckage. Alarms blared as every sensor reported the impossible. Fleets erased, shields gone, engines fried. The Empire was bleeding in every direction, and there was no one left to counter the threat. A calm, measured voice echoed across the bridge, cutting through the panic. "You ignored the warning. You brought this upon yourselves. The price has been exacted." Kyle's hands shook on the railing. He realized the truth he had fought to deny. The humans were beyond any weapon, beyond any strategy, and beyond any hope of mercy. This was not war in the traditional sense. This was humanity reclaiming its place, punishing arrogance, and reminding the galaxy of its supremacy. Rice-Tal's eyes widened. "Admiral, if we survive, we will rebuild. But the galaxy will never forget this. Humanity, they are unstoppable." Kyle's face hardened. "Then let them remember. Let the Velorian Empire survive, but let every corner of the galaxy know what happens when humans are underestimated." The human fleet moved on, silently, leaving behind a trail of ruined stations, destroyed ships and shattered pride. The Empire had learned the ultimate lesson. Ignoring humanity comes at a cost that no arrogance can survive. Outside the viewport, the stars glittered coldly, indifferent to the ruin below. Humanity had delivered the reckoning, and the Velorian Empire had only one choice: endure, rebuild, and never again underestimate a species long thought extinct. The Empire lies in ruins, humanity's judgment complete, but the humans remain unseen, leaving the galaxy in awe, fear, and respect. Their power is absolute, and no one dares challenge them again. The Velorian Empire was broken. Once mighty fleets floated in the void, crippled and powerless. Worlds that had thrived under imperial rule lay in ruin. On the bridge of the Iron Dominion, Admiral Kale Rin stared at the shattered fleet, his pride replaced with quiet, bitter awe. Lieutenant Rice-Tal broke the silence. "Admiral, the humans, they are gone. At least we cannot detect them, but their presence, the destruction, it will be remembered forever." Kyle nodded slowly, jaw tight. "Yes, they are gone. But the galaxy knows what humanity is capable of now. Every corner of the Empire, every species that witnessed this. They will think twice before underestimating humans again, the surviving officers whispered among themselves, recounting what they had seen, entire fleets erased in seconds, ships disappearing as if they never existed, planets struck with untraceable energy. No weapon, no tactic, no strategy had worked against them. Humanity had returned, not to conquer, not to negotiate, but to punish arrogance and show their supremacy. Messages from other sectors confirmed the same. Across the galaxy, survivors spread tales of the humans' return. Every word painted a species unlike any other, patient, precise, unstoppable. Even the most skeptical commanders admitted it. Humans had reshaped the balance of power overnight. Kyle's eyes drifted to the stars beyond the viewport. Somewhere in the darkness, humanity watched silently, unseen and waiting. They had delivered the reckoning and vanished again, leaving only awe and fear in their wake. The Empire would rebuild, yes, but the memory of the humans' return would linger forever. Rice Tal shivered. "Admiral, do you think they will come back?" Kale's gaze hardened. "I do not know, but if they do, we will be ready, or at least, we will try." The galaxy had learned a new truth. The humans were alive. The humans were powerful. And above all, the humans could not be underestimated. Myths of extinction were lies. Legends of weakness were false. Humanity had returned as the ultimate force, and the Velorian Empire, like the rest of the galaxy, would never forget. Outside, the stars shone cold and silent, indifferent to the devastation below. Humanity's message had been delivered. Arrogance has a price, and some warnings are never to be ignored. Humanity vanishes once more, leaving the Velorian Empire and the galaxy forever changed. The legend of humans, deadly, precise, and unstoppable, spreads, ensuring that no species dares challenge them again.